I am going to Bashari today. I'm going to get the local bus. It's supposed to be like $5 or something. We shall see. I'm excited to see Bashari and see the countryside. Normally there are buses like every hour, but because it's Sunday and I think it's a Christian bus company in a Christian area that I'm going to, there are only like 3 buses, so I have to wait till 1 p.m. So I'm not sure exactly where the bus station is, so I'm going to go to Douara bus station. I'm going to walk there, and then apparently all the buses go from there, so I will ask someone once I'm there. Let's see. I've got to cross this thing and there are no traffic lights, but Cairo has prepared me well, I hope. I survived! Now I just walk along the road and then from what I understand, this is the Armenian area. The guy I met last night was telling me about how the area I'm staying in is controlled by like the Christians, and then there's another area that's controlled by the Syrians, and then like the south is Hezbollah, which I am not going to visit because it's not recommended that you visit there at the moment, unfortunately. I actually met a guy this morning who went to the southern area of Beirut and was arrested and had his phone and passport confiscated because they thought he was a spy. So I am definitely not going to do any of that. I will stay only in the green areas that the Foreign Office says are safe to go to. And yeah, I mean, so far I've felt very safe here and no issues. So I think as long as you stay in the areas that are recommended to go to, you should be fine. It's really hot and chaotic. I don't know where my bus will be. I'm going to see if I can find some information. I asked a taxi driver and he says they stop under the town. Let's see. It will be revealed. I'm going to get some snacks. And now someone told me something different. They told me to go to the Total gas station. I'm just going to walk to where it says on Google Maps and see what happens. Oh, I wish there was just a bus stop. I just bought some snacks and I asked in the shop and they told me to go to Esfaham bus station, which is somewhere else again. So let's have a look. Eventually I'm going to find it. I take it all back, it is the Total gas station. There's the Esfaham bus. Yes, I found it. Yay. Hopefully it's the right bus. I am on the bus. I'm not sure how much it is, but I know that it is going to Bashari. So that's a win. Yay! Oh, I'm just so happy I found it. It was like really hectic and confusing. So it costs 400,000, which is about $4. A tip I was given by a Lebanese girl that I met in my hospital was to always check the ticket price on buses before you set off. She said ever since the economic crisis, bus drivers may try and overcharge. They do this for locals as well, it's not just for foreigners. So yeah, just always check beforehand so you don't get a nasty shock when you're getting off the bus. I didn't actually experience this at any point. I was always charged the same as everyone else, but I guess it's a good thing to always check. The bus was pretty crowded, but once we started climbing into the mountains, lots of people got off at various villages. The road was really good. It wasn't twisty or, I didn't feel car sick or anything. So the reason why I wanted to go to Bashari was because I had read about how it's a really nice place to go hiking. There are these beautiful monasteries, and there's also this place called the Cedars of God, which is a cedar wood that apparently dates back to biblical times. The only other way I could see to get to Bashari when I was researching Lebanon was to get a tour, which was like a day tour that cost around $100, and I can't afford that, and also it means that everything is like crammed into one day, whereas I wanted to spend more time there. So I would really recommend just getting the local bus if you have more time in Lebanon. I have arrived. It's 4 o'clock, so it took 3 hours. It's fine. A bit longer than if you had a car, but it was an interesting journey. Now I have to find my guest house. It looks like my guest house is up this hill, which I'm gonna have to get used to. It's really pretty. The air feels very fresh, like mountain air. I think it's like 1,000 meters. Oh, it sure is hilly. I think it's up these steps, and then I should be there. I booked a dorm room at Tiger Guesthouse, which I think is one of the best value places to stay in Bashari. It's $25 a night on booking. If you book in person, you can get it for about $20, at least at the time I'm recording this you can. It was really friendly. The lady who ran it was very welcoming and gave me lots of recommendations. I also had the room to myself because no one else was there. She recommended this place to go for dinner, which unfortunately that for two she ended up giving me food poisoning. I don't think it was because the place is bad. I think maybe just the leaves were not good. The lady who runs the guest house, Grace, is really nice, and she drove me to this restaurant, and she also recommended I check out this park, so I'm just walking there now. I was just reading that Bashari is one of the oldest settlements in the world for Christian monasteries. I think that's what it is. Am I too tired to make sense? There are all these monasteries like built into the side of the mountains, and there are still monks living in them today. I just thought I was walking in a park, but I was walking up to somebody's house. That's a bit embarrassing. I found the park. St. George's Park. This is the valley I'm gonna walk in tomorrow. The effects of the food poisoning were definitely kicking in at this point, but I kept on just telling myself I was tired, but I was feeling really like feverish and exhausted, so I went back to my hostel and fell asleep. I then woke up the next morning. I'd paid for breakfast, which was $10, so I wanted to get my money's worth, but I really couldn't eat much. But it was lovely, and I wish I had ordered it a day when I didn't have food poisoning. I've been sleeping for like 16 hours, but I'm feeling a bit better now, and I'm gonna try and go to the Cedars. Quite a long walk, but I'll come all this way. I have to see them. Yes, I will do it. I'm sure I'll feel better once I'm moving, or I'll feel much worse and we'll have to come back. Okay, I'm finally setting off. I don't think I have a fever anymore, so I think I could do it. It's such a weird sensation when you're like ill and out of it, and then you wake up and you're like, where am I? I'm in a guest house in the mountains of Lebanon. I think that's where I want to be going. If I get really tired, I might try and hitchhike. I don't like hitchhiking, especially not by myself, but apparently it's okay around here, according to the lady who runs the guest house. Really okay so far. I'm also only like 2 minutes in, so see how I feel 2 hours in. Oh. Luckily it's very sunny, but there's a nice breeze, so it's not too exhausting. I'm just a bit worried because I feel like this is suddenly going to get very, very steep. Also, I am fully aware that the glasses hat combination makes me look like a crazy woman. But this is all I have. Okay, I am halfway there. I haven't seen any cars. That scuppers my plan of getting a lift. I'll just take it easy. Just keep sitting in the shade. It's very beautiful. We're getting higher. I really was starting to feel pretty exhausted by this point, and there were hairpin bends coming up with full sunshine, and then this lady just stopped and pulled up beside me and asked me if I wanted a lift, which was so nice of her. I think she runs one of the hotels, and she was taking some guests to the Cedars, and she asked me if I wanted to join. So yeah, I feel like she was like my guardian angel or something, otherwise I don't think I would have made it. So yeah, I did not have to walk up the rest of the mountain. Thank God. I was offered a lift by this very nice lady, and so I did not have to do all the hairpin bends, which is amazing. I am here now. Oh, the kindness of strangers. So the Cedars of God is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's the last vestiges of once really huge forest that covered all of Mount Lebanon. In ancient times, it's mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh, and also in the Bible they talk about, I think Solomon builds his palace from cedars, and they would have come from here. It's really beautiful, and you can tell how ancient it is and how special the trees are. It feels like a very peaceful and magical place. It's so beautiful here. Seriously, I think if there is a heaven, this is what it looks like. It's just so peaceful and green, and you can hear the birds and the butterflies, the smell of the cedars. Also, another nice thing, you give a donation to get in, so you can give any amount and you get a postcard. So I'm going to send this to my dad because he always likes to get a postcard whatever country I go to. You can see a tiny bit of snow on the hills in the distance. I am confused. I followed the signs for the exit, but it just took me back to the entrance, which isn't the exit that I want. So I'm going to retrace my steps, I think. But everything's closed now and everyone's left. There must be a way out. I mean, am I just confused? See, this says exit, but it just takes you in a loop. How does that make sense? I'm a bit worried because there's this wall and I don't know if I can get out of here. It seems like everything's locked now. I'm trapped inside the Cedars of God. um, maybe I'll have to climb over the wall. Oh man, I'm so weak and hungry. Why did they make it so confusing? Okay. Oh no. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to climb over this fence to get out. Yeah, I don't know, there's no other way for me to get out of here. No, sorry, I just climbed over the thing.
Yes, good, of course.
Oh, I climbed over the fence. That was a bit embarrassing. Because then I arrived in the very touristy area. But, oh, thank God, I'm out. Oh, that was a bit nerve-wracking. It was a very spiky fence. I was worried I was going to get impaled. Okay, now I'm going to find a restaurant and sit down. Well, apart from the getting locked in at the end, that was a very nice experience. Would definitely recommend. But yeah, maybe just go earlier in the day so you don't get trapped. I was recommended to go to this restaurant La Jetée that apparently has a really lovely view for sunset, so yeah, it's 6:30 now, so hopefully I can catch the sunset. Reached this very pretty little, seems like a little skiing village or something. There are lots of adverts for skiing schools and stuff. I bet it's really busy in the winter. It's very quiet right now. I can hear lots of dogs barking. Normally I'm not scared of dogs at all, but when you're in like the mountains, sometimes dogs can be a bit crazy, you know, you don't see many people. I think I'm here. Hopefully it's open. Oh. So it doesn't seem to be a restaurant, I think it's just a place. But it's very beautiful. Wow, it's pretty spectacular. Ooh. Kind of wish it was a restaurant though. Okay, done that. Took a picture. Very beautiful. Now I need food. Whoosh. 6 kilometers back to the guest house. Hopefully I can get a lift with someone. If not, at least it's all downhill, so you know, I can just roll. So I started walking down the main road and I really didn't have to wait very long to get a lift. This older, I think he was a farmer, gave me a lift down the mountain, and he didn't speak any French or English, I don't think, but he was very friendly nonetheless, and he called his son, who spoke to me in French, and asked me if I would like to go round to their house. So I went round to his son and daughter-in-law's house and I met their really lovely kids. It was a really nice evening. They gave me a cucumber and labneh sandwich and I talked to their kids a bit in French, and yeah, it was a very nice evening and they were very warm and friendly people. After that we drove back into the village, avoiding these goats. I think they were the goats I saw coming up the mountain actually. I was still feeling a bit unwell, so I bought some pretty grim instant noodles and had that for dinner. It's not what I wanted to be eating in Lebanon, to be honest. I also wanted to save money because I realized there were no ATMs in Bashari and I didn't have a lot of dollars on me. So I just, wanted to like not go out for another restaurant meal. And yeah, that was the end of my day, and I got an early night because I was planning to hike down the valley the next day. So if you want to watch that video, please tune in to my next video where I visit the monasteries and I meet a nun and see lots of snakes. Thanks very much for watching, and please subscribe for more. Bye!